You know, we all hit those walls, right? Those periods where the days just kind of blur together and finding the energy to make a change feels completely out of reach. But today we're going to break down exactly how you escape that heavy feeling using something very simple yet absolutely profoundly effective. I really want you to let this sink in. You are not lazy, you are not weak, and you absolutely aren't hopeless. I know you might be carrying around these heavy feelings right now, that crushing jolt for not doing more, or not being further along in life. But listen, it's completely misplaced. We have to completely destigmatize where you're at right now before we can even think about moving forward. You aren't fundamentally broken. You're just caught in a loop, the trap of routine. You are stuck on autopilot. So, how do we even get stuck in the first place? Well, it usually starts when a repeated routine begins to feel deceptively normal. You do the exact same things day in and day out, and your brain just goes on autopilot to save energy. And before you even realize it, this unhelpful, energy-draining routine has basically built an invisible cage right around you. And you know how it starts. It's so innocent. You wake up, the alarm goes off, your eyes open, and bam! You're instantly faced with the very first decision of the day. Are you going to seize the day, or are you going to let your brain, which, let's be real, is just begging for the path of least resistance, take the wheel? And there it is. You check your phone. Your feet haven't even touched the floor yet. You haven't had a sip of water, haven't stretched, but your hand just instinctively reaches out for that screen. Emails, messages, the news. It's literally pure muscle memory at this point, just an automatic response tethering you right back into all the noise of the world. So you tell yourself, hey, I'm just gonna scroll for a few minutes, just catching up. But come on, we all know the lie of the few minutes. Those few minutes rapidly evaporate. You fall right into the doom scroll sequence. Suddenly you're playing a game, or you're 30 minutes deep into a video about how medieval cheese was made, and just like that, an entire hour has vanished. And that hour? That was your time. That was your energy, stolen before your day even officially started. And then, of course, the guilt sets in. So to deal with that guilt, we lean on this super familiar crutch. I'll start tomorrow. Man, it is the most comforting yet completely dangerous lie we tell ourselves. It feels good because it temporarily releases the pressure of the present moment, but deep down, you know the truth. Tomorrow comes, and somehow the exact same cycle just starts all over again. Your energy drains, your time gets stolen, all while knowing you're capable of so much more. Which brings us right to the illusion of tomorrow. The psychological barrier. We really have to face a hard truth here about why we stay trapped in that endless cycle of tomorrows. Here's how the trap actually works. You look at exactly where you are right now, and then you look at where you desperately want to be. Your brain calculates that massive distance. It sees this huge, intimidating gap between your current reality and your dreams. And what happens? It just feels way too big, too overwhelming, too far away. That massive gap creates this intense feeling of overwhelming paralysis. You literally don't know where to begin, so you just freeze. So the absolutely crucial point is this. Because you do nothing, nothing changes. I mean, feeling trapped, feeling totally exhausted by your routine, or even just desperately wanting to change your life. None of that is enough on its own. Inaction guarantees that you stay completely stuck. Your life isn't going to change just because you're unhappy with it. But hey, here's the good news. Interrupting the pattern and breaking the circuit are empowering, active solution to this problem. Because you do not need some magical surge of motivation to escape. Breaking this circuit is actually pretty blunt and taunting. Wanting is not enough. Just being tired of your life won't fix your life. Wanting things to be better won't just magically materialize it. At some point, that internal desire has to manifest into external physics. You have to physically do something different. And honestly, it doesn't have to be massive. Interrupting the pattern literally just means doing one small action your old self would normally avoid. That is it. Change doesn't begin when your whole life suddenly becomes perfectly aligned. No, change begins the exact precise moment you do something unexpected. The moment your old routine expects you to reach for the phone, but instead, you do something else. That's when you prove to yourself that you are actually in control. And this leads to the power of daily small steps. Building momentum. This is where we completely throw away that myth of the overnight transformation and look at the gritty, realistic path to actually getting unstuck. These actions, they don't have to be monumental. It could be going for a 10-minute walk. If you can't do 10 minutes, make it 5 minutes or even less. The key here is not how much you could do, it is about breaking the old pattern. Put the phone in another room for just half an hour. Read literally one page from a book. The absolute key here is that the action must be small. Like ridiculously small. So small that you can do it even when your mood is at rock bottom, even when you have zero motivation, and even when you really want to quit. Because we're constantly sold this myth, right? This magical unicorn idea of making huge, life-altering decisions and having perfectly optimized morning routines. But the gritty reality is that true change is built on tiny, repeated, honest action. It's just about doing the small thing every single day without fail, even when it isn't pretty. And the most crucial part isn't even just the action itself. It's what happens inside your head when you take it. Every single time you step outside that old routine, you're sending this incredibly powerful subconscious message right back to your own brain. You're practically shouting, "I am not stuck. I am not finished. I am not waiting for my life to change. I am choosing to change it." You are literally rewriting your identity in real time, just through action. Just watch how this builds over time. Today, you don't overthink it. You don't wait for inspiration to strike. You just take one small step. Then tomorrow, you take another. And the day after that, you repeat it. One step, repeated daily, will fundamentally change the person you become. Because that life you desperately want, it's not built in one dramatic, cinematic moment. It's built quietly. It's built daily, step by step. Which leaves us with the most important question. What is your one small step today? Seriously, don't tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. Don't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. Figure out what that tiny, honest action is right now. And as soon as this video finishes, put the screen away and go take it. Take your power back today.